Okay, welcome back to the Onshape tutorials. Today I'm going to teach you how to make an icosahedron in Onshape, which is just one of these boys. It's a platonic solid. So there's actually an interesting part of the icosahedron's construction in that it uses the golden ratio. Some of you might know what that means. But so you're going to start by making a rectangle with dimensions 1 by the golden ratio, which is roughly 1.618. But because I like it to be correct, exactly the golden ratio, you can put in this, which is just 1 plus root 5 over 2. So like 5 to the power of 1/2 is, a root. Anyway, yeah, so that's the golden ratio. So you'll want to Control A, Control C, copy that, so you can use it again. Okay, so now we've got a golden rectangle. Okay, and we're going to make 2 more of these. And we're going to make them on the other planes. So you're going to make it so it surrounds the small length of 1 right here of a different rectangle. So this length is going to be 1, and this length is going to be the golden ratio. Okay, so see how it goes around it? But if this length was golden ratio and this was 1, then this line would intersect with that point, which we don't want. Okay, and then for the last one, I'm just going to go to the last remaining plane and just make it like so. And also, so just in case you don't know this yet, you can't just directly paste in a value, so you'll just have to type some number and then just delete it. I generally just use 0 and just delete it immediately afterwards. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, so now we've got this interesting construction, and you might be able to see that these points are going to be the vertices of our icosahedron. So you can see the triangle that it kind of makes here, right? And here, right? So it's going to look like this. Okay, so we're going to make a 3-point plane on one of these vertices. Just make sure the points look like they're an equilateral triangle. Yeah, so if you select the points, then hit plane, it'll automatically default to 3-point plane. But if you don't, you can just go to plane, change from offset to 3-point, and then just select your points, like so. Okay, and then finish that. Okay, now we're going to sketch on the plane we've made. And so you can right click and hit view normal to sketch plane, which is quite useful. Okay, and now we're going to use this tool, which is called Use, and it is very, very useful. Useful, okay. Sorry. Yeah, so we're just going to select this point, and this point, and it'll just bring it onto our sketch plane. So you can also do this with things in the background. See how say this line right here, it's not on our sketch plane, right? But if I click it, it'll get onto our sketch plane, right? You can kind of see how it lines up there. Yeah. Anyway, back on task. We're gonna make a triangle out of these 3 points, right? Like so. Okay. Cool. And so now we're going to use a loft, which is the nuclear power plant looking thing, right here. And for our profiles, we're going to select the triangle we just made, and then just the origin. Right, so it's going to make this shape right here. Okay, cool. So, now we are going to make a sketch on, so you're going to choose an axis, and the axis has to be one of these 3 lines that intersects the origin. It doesn't really matter which, so I'm just going to choose this one, okay? And I'm going to make this my axis. So I'm going to sketch on an adjacent plane, which is either going to be this surface or this surface, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to sketch on this. I'm going to make a line, a construction line. Construction line basically means it won't have any effect on anything else, it's just kind of there. Right, doesn't matter the length as long as it's sticking out. Okay, and then just finish sketch. Cool. Okay, and now we are going to make a circular pattern. And we're gonna pattern this almost tetrahedron looking thing, but I don't think it's a tetrahedron. Yeah, it's not a tetrahedron. Okay. Around our axis. And we're gonna change it to 5 times. Cool. Okay, so now you can probably kind of see how this is coming together. So we've got like this part up here right now. Okay, so now we're going to use the mirror tool. Very useful. So we're just gonna, so if you can see, these are actually separate parts right now, but we're gonna change that at the end, but we want them like this for now. So we're gonna select any entity, and then for the mirror plane, we're just gonna use, like, that's not great for demonstration, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna choose this, and then we're gonna choose, for the mirror plane, just the bottom face of it, right? So it's like this. Cool. And then we're just going to do that around the sides for every single one. Oh, sorry. Mirror, this thing, mirror plane is just that. Mirror, entities this, mirror plane is that. Just making sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, I am. Same deal. Again and again. Oh, oopsies. Actually, a faster way to do this would be to get rid of these and just keep your original mirror, and then we're going to make a circular pattern, right, of a feature, which is going to be the mirror we just made, about the axis that we drew earlier. Never mind, because the reason this doesn't work is because this mirror is adding to the original part. So we temporarily delete that, and we edit this, and we change it to new, right? Okay, and then we try this again, and this time we won't have to do a feature pattern because it's its own part, so it's part 6 here. Yeah, and the axis of the pattern keeps disappearing. That's this again. Boom. That's more like it. So yeah, you can like see there's lots of like slow manual ways to do it, like manually mirroring each one, but if you're smart about the way you do it, you can make it go a lot faster. Okay, so next you can kind of see how we've got like 1/2 of the icosahedron. So rather than making another one with a bunch of lofts and stuff, we're going to use another mirror. So in order to do that, we're going to have to make a plane that is at the center of our icosahedron, right? That is, like, it is, what's the word? At the end of this line, perpendicular to this line. So we're gonna go plane point, I believe. Is that correct? Or is it like line? Curve point, I believe. Yeah, so you're gonna choose, yeah, so, sorry, you're gonna make a curve point plane, and you're gonna choose your curve, which is this line, and the origin is just going to be the point. And it's just going to make a plane that is perpendicular to the line on that point. Cool. Okay, so you can kind of see how it's coming all together. Okay, now we're going to make another mirror, and we're going to, oh wait, first we are going to Boolean all these together to make one half. So see how like we've got 10 parts here? We're just going to select everything. You could manually select these, but you know, I'm too lazy. And then you're going to hit this Venn diagram looking thing, which is called Boolean. And it's just going to make all these the same part. Very useful. Yeah. Now we're going to do the mirror. And we're just going to choose our part, and the mirror plane is going to be the one we just made. And it's like, oh no. What have we done? It doesn't look right, does it? We're just going to make it new. Okay, and there we go, we're done. Looks exactly like the photo, right? No, it doesn't. We need to rotate this bit a little bit. So we're going to go to transform, if I can find it. There we go. And you're going to change it to rotate. So, and guess what? You're going to use our axis from earlier. So you're going to choose the entity we want to rotate, and our axis is just going to be this one. You can see this is close, but the angle we want is actually 36 degrees, because pentagons and stuff. Okay, and then we're going to finish that, and then we're going to just make another Boolean, just to make everything the same. Okay, and there we go. So now, just some useful tips for making it look good. So if you right click a plane, any plane, you can hit hide all planes. If you hit a sketch, or right click a sketch, you can hit hide all sketches, and if you hit the origin, you can also hit hide. So now we've just got our raw icosahedron by itself. Also, if you want to see the inside of it, you can right click on it and hit edit appearance for part 1. Right? And you can just change the opaqueness to nothing, right? And you'll get this like line sketch. And we can also turn on the original sketches to see how the rectangles fit into all this. Yeah. Cool. So there we go. That is how you make a icosahedron in Onshape. Cool.